Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group. Lab Addicts Music Group.
What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? It's your boy Maas. It's Tuesday. Before we go any further, we got to give thanks to the Most High for allowing us to see another day, see another sunset, see another sunrise, and love on the people that we love. It's your boy, your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, Maas. And this is another edition of Adult Conversation with Maas. Shouts out to everybody watching on Facebook. Yeah, I turned Facebook back on. I had been off Facebook for 3 months. I needed some time away from Facebook. Now I'm back. So shouts out to everybody watching on Facebook. Shouts out to everybody watching on Instagram. TikTok. TikTok is making me fill out an application to go live on TikTok now. So I filled out the application. I'm just waiting on them to get back to me. Shouts out to everybody watching on YouTube. Most definitely the MA family. Trump versus Los Angeles, California, and the Democrats. It's getting crazy in LA. Cars are burning. Police cars have been pelted with bricks. They're saying that there are Democratic parties, groups involved who are dropping bricks off strategically at overpasses so that the agitators can have artillery. I don't know if this is true, but I've seen a lot of people throwing bricks and boulders from overpasses. There's been a call for African Americans to join in their protests. Lots of African Americans are declining. For the main fact that 60% of Latinos in the United States voted for Trump, which I really don't understand from the jump, because from day one, immigration has been his focal point, one of his focal points to his constituents. As well, for the last 12 to 16 years, he's been talking about building a wall to separate America from Mexico and all the Latinos. So why 60% of the Latinos in the United States would vote for Donald Trump is a story in itself. There's lots of videos out showing what's going on, but what I don't understand is people who were here illegally have had ample opportunity to get out of the country or take the steps to becoming an American citizen. Now, there's been lots of talk within the Latino community about black people not joining in their fight. But if you're in the United States illegally, you should be deported. If you're in the United States illegally, you should be deported. What's crazy is you actually have people who are flying the Mexican flag in LA during these riots. Why you would be in America flying a Mexican flag is also another story in itself. So with the flying of the Mexican flags in Los Angeles, it makes it look like it's a Mexican American versus the United States type of situation. Black Americans are refusing to join this fight. Why would African Americans join a fight with a group of people who voted for Trump? Unless they were Trumpers. Unless they voted for Trump. I see this as a situation that this doesn't involve us. What's going on, Jud? What's going on, YWG? This fight really doesn't involve black people. When black people need help and black people need allies, they're few and far between. But everybody wants us to use our 12% of the population to move the needle. Me and YWG were having a conversation offline, and we came to the conclusion that black people make up much more than 12% of the population. We have to. We have to make up more than 12% of the population in the United States. Because 12% of an entire population doesn't change the needle as much politically as they say. But that's another story. That's another story. Hey, Camille. Governor Gavin Newsom filed a complaint in court, basically seeking an injunction against the Trump administration and their usurping of his authority. He was denied, and basically they have set a date for evidence to be presented. How that turns out, who knows? Just came out on CNN that LA will be enacting a curfew for some parts of downtown. How they can say some parts, it should just be LA should just have a curfew. How do you all feel about Trump's heavy hand in terms of what's going on in California? And the reason I say that is they say that states' rights rule. The state has the right to compel the federal government to assist them in their times of need. If they don't think they need help from the federal government, they don't have to ask for it. And under usual terms, the federal government will not overstep a state's rights. Usually. But President Trump's presidency isn't a usual one. I don't know. I don't know if Gavin Newsom is popular enough across the United States to run for president. I don't know. Maybe he's using this, but he's losing this. Maybe he is using this, but he's losing this. He's already lost his first court battle, and we'll see what comes of that in the coming days when they present evidence in front of a judge to see if they can stop what's going on. But I can tell you right now that no judge is going to go against what Donald Trump is doing. I don't think. Not even in California, where California is predominantly a Democratic state. I'm not sure about the judge. They haven't said what judge is going to preside over this, so I don't know if it's a Trump appointee or whatnot. Greg Calloway, what's going on, my brother? But Greg Calloway said to bypass the states, he did the but they said that he didn't invoke the Insurrection Act. They just said he just went over Gavin Newsom's head. As well, today, the New Jersey governor primary was held today, and Democrat Mickey Sherrill and Republican Jack Ciattarelli will be going against each other later on this year for the New Jersey governor. And they're also saying that Trump's aggressive moves on immigration protests put Democrats in a political bind. The Democrats have already been in a political bind. They have no power in either the House of Representatives or the Senate or the Supreme Court. What can they do? What are they going to do? No Democrats are in the news now. You hear no Democrats speaking out against Donald Trump. None. We haven't heard, we have not seen or heard from any high profile Democrats coming out and saying anything against what's going on. The Democrats are basically mute right now. They're looking for ways to condemn what Donald Trump is doing. The only thing you have to say is it's illegal. What he's doing is illegal. Unless he invoked the Insurrection Act, like Greg said, but he didn't invoke the Insurrection Act. He basically just went over Gavin Newsom's head. Just basically went over Gavin Newsom's head and said, this is what we're going to do. And he did that because he knew those ICE raids were going on. We're going to start. How do you all feel about the resistance? The resistance that the deployed servicemen are facing in Los Angeles? How do y'all feel about Mexican flags being waved in Los Angeles? How y'all feel about that? Now, I've seen some videos. The military isn't really being heavy-handed with people yet. Yet. I mean, how do y'all feel about this? Judge denies California's request for immediate restraining order, but sets arguments for Thursday. Senior U.S. Judge Charles R. Breyer will be officiating over the hearing that begins on Thursday at 1:30 over a request from the state for a temporary restraining order that would bar officials from directing the service members to assist with certain law enforcement activities. Basically, Gavin Newsom wants ICE to do their work alone without the help of California's National Guard. It's going to be up to Judge Charles Breyer to say whether or not he will allow California's National Guard, along with the servicemen and Marines that have been activated, that are active now in Los Angeles, along with the 300 other, there's 300, 700 Marines, 300 National Guard, and 2,000 troops that were deployed, 2,000 more troops that were deployed yesterday. So there's a total of probably 3,000 or more, including the police in Los Angeles, as well as all the other jurisdictions, as well as all the other federal police jurisdictions that are in Los Angeles. Is that enough people to, I mean, if you haven't seen any of the videos that's going on, I'm going to see if I can find some. I didn't really have any pulled up. But Trump defended his deploying of the military today while he was at Fort Bragg. I've been to Fort Bragg, Vietnam. I've been in those areas. He had a big parade at Fort Bragg today. Donald Trump said, "We will use every asset at our disposal to quell the violence and restore law and order right away," Trump said on Tuesday during a visit to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, where he defended sending the National Guard and the Marines to Los Angeles. "We're not going to wait for a governor that's never going to call and watch the cities burn," he added. Free of advisors who have acted as guardrails to his most extreme impulses and more determined than ever to demonstrate strength, Trump has reshaped how a president uses the U.S. military during his second term in office. This week's troop deployments in Los Angeles, which come ahead of a major military parade through Washington, D.C. on Saturday, illustrate just how much the restraints once placed on Trump's use of U.S. servicemen and women has evaporated. No longer does Trump appear convinced, as he did in 2020, that activating the state's National Guard troops against the wishes of governors is against the law. Nor does he seem particularly bothered by the view of some former military leaders who told him during his first term that major military parades are the purview of dictators, not democratically elected leaders. Trump is ruling his way. I don't understand. What did What did people think was going to happen if after he was impeached and he became a felon, that he became president? What did they think he was going to do? He's a felon. The United States has a convicted felon as the leader of the free world. YWG said Trump is surrounded by jackasses this time. Before, he had senior people that stopped him. He got all the senior officials out. Anyone that he thought would stand up to him against his wishes, he replaced them. Pentagon, the CIA, Joint Chiefs of Staff. He got all the senior officials out. Health and Human Services, IRS. He cleaned all the senior officials out and put people that would kowtow to him in. What did the people think was going to happen? But let's get back to Latinos for Trump. And I got some videos from TikTok. This first one I'm gonna show y'all is it's kind of wild because I'm gonna set it up. You have a guy that's upset that African Americans aren't joining in the fight. And you have two other Latinos, one Afro-Latino and one, I'm not sure, he's a Latino. And they basically shut him down. And by the end of the conversation, he's agreeing with them. I want to show you just how quickly people can change, because he thought that these people were going to side with him. Shouts out to Goddess Mia 20 underscore on TikTok for this video. But hold on, y'all. Here we go.
Black people when we need them with your help. With the whole Latino thing going on with the Godwin document, triggered all of the Black community. So now there's a bunch of videos saying a bunch of crap against Mexicans. They go, here we go again. The Black community is mad because we're asking for their help. Instead of responding in a good way, they're really bashing us, bashing Mexicans. And saying,
I do have something to say first. This is my humble opinion. I think where we go wrong is that we ask for their help. Personally. And let me elaborate. I don't think that we as brown people should be asking another race of people to help us. I think if another race of people want to help voluntarily, then that's that. I'm gonna give you a great example. I've had a Black woman, Latina, but Black, right? Who is more involved in the Latino community than the Black community. As a Black woman, but from Latin America. So much so that before Donald Trump was elected, she reached out to me and said, Ricardo, you have a lot of Black people that listen to you. Can you please talk to them to help us Latinos? She's Black! She's telling a Mexican guy, can you please talk to your overwhelming Black audience to help us Latinos? I'm like, you're Black. But you see, this is how these kind of terminologies have kind of ruined us a little bit. That in the case of like Black Latinos, if you will, they're so busy, and I mean this with all due respect to the black Latinos, they're so busy trying to be Latinos that they forget about black people. And they're black, from my observation. To the point where a black woman is asking me, and she's got a large following, but she has been using her following to be involved in the Latino community. And she has to ask me, and this is what I told her though. This is what I said. I said, I will not do that. I will not ask black people to help us at all, actually. And what was disrespectful the most was when I saw that over 60% of Latinos voted for Trump.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until last week. I said, what?
Check this out. So you mean to tell me our own community voted mostly for Trump, and we want another race of people to help us? That's why black people are offended.
Yeah.
It's like black. I've heard it all the time. Black.
You see how the dude in the bottom switched up? See how he switched up? See how he switched up because he thought they were going to back him? Switched up real quick. Let's continue.
People themselves tell me, we voted for Kamala. You want our help? You need to convince your people to help you first. So now imagine black people from the outside looking in, 60-something% of Latinos voted for Trump, and here comes the Latinos asking for their help. That's disrespectful, man. Of course. Go ahead, Gina.
And that's what I wanted to touch on, because as I stated before, like in the Afro Latino conversation that we had, I find my community not with Latinos. I am part of the 92% that voted for Kamala. Okay. The reason why we say enough, help yourself, is because the elections really did show us that we were alone.
Yep.
It's the sentiment that we really fight for everybody and nobody fights for us. We're not using our bodies as human shields for people anymore. We saw things for what they really were in the elections. And it was such a perfect storm for Latinos to see themselves as they really are. Yeah. Because not only would they not vote for Kamala because she is black, they wouldn't vote for her because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Machismo.
Esas dos cosas.
I'm telling you. Because we uphold white supremacy.
We do.
So I saw that conversation on Facebook, and I wanted to bring it here because they made some interesting points in their live. But yeah, Trump's return to power was fueled by the Latinx community. Definitely. From Cubans to Venezuelans to Puerto Ricans, all of y'all. Trump's support from that community jumped up 14 points, percentage points. 14 since 2020. It was the highest. Trump's share was the highest for a Republican presidential candidate in exit polls going back to 1970s. The 1970s. See, black folks understood the assignment. We understand the colonizer better than anyone. And we went out there November 5th and we voted for Kamala Harris. And then you guys did not. And now that you are facing the consequences for your community not voting the correct way, you want us to put our bodies on the line for y'all when y'all couldn't even take a pen and put your pen on a piece of paper for us. You want us to fix what you fucked up. You fucked it up.
How y'all feel about what those Latinos said? The Mexican guy and the Afro-Latina. Do Latinos uphold white supremacy? Is that one of the reasons that they voted for Donald Trump? And if it is, why would they expect black people to come and help? I'm just asking questions. I mean, I didn't vote, and I will preface this by saying I didn't vote for either. I didn't vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. I voted for someone else. Not either one. So, yeah, I'll preface that. Shout out to Adam Francisco for this next video. And this kind of sums it up. This next video kind of sums it up. I'll let you all watch.
Family right here. That's a great family.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Where you guys from?
Colombia.
And you stand with Trump? What do you say to someone that says Trump doesn't like Latinos?
Trump is family. Yes.
De familia.
Yeah,
Trump is La Familia.
Yeah, it's protection for the USA.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well said. God bless you.
Protection in the U.S. I wonder, are they having second thoughts about that protection? I mean, I'm just being I'm just being honest. I think what's going on in LA is kind of self. This was what's going on now is the consequences of Latinos voting for Donald Trump, which I can't understand how they. I don't understand how they couldn't read the room. All of Donald Trump's policies have been counterproductive of immigrants, specifically immigrants coming from Mexico. First, he wanted to do the wall. Then he said he was going to deport everyone that wasn't in the United States legally. He said he said all this stuff he was going to do before he was elected. And 60% of Latinos voted for Donald Trump. It was the first time since the 1970s that the Latino vote had been that much for the Republican Party. Donald Trump won the election. Did Donald Trump win the election with the Latino vote? Do Latinos have only themselves to blame for what's going on in LA? Who is to blame? Who is to blame for what's going on in LA right now? I mean, did Latinos not read the room? Did they not listen to what I mean, if Latinos listened to Donald Trump on the campaign trail, how could they have been for Donald Trump? Unless they thought that Donald Trump was going to empower them and put his boot on us. Is that what they thought? But now that hasn't happened, now Latinos want our help. And black people are refusing. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm torn, because I do have people of Spanish descent in my family, but they are legal American citizens. I talked to my stepfather about this. My stepfather's from Panama, and I talked to him about this. He doesn't really say too much. He doesn't really say too much. He's not for Donald Trump, but he doesn't say too much about this situation. Because he looks at it like we look like this is self-inflicted. What's going on in Los Angeles is self-inflicted. Donald Trump is going after anybody and everybody. Anybody and everybody. Juggernaut said he doesn't think that they were worried about what would happen to blacks if he was elected. 41 minutes into the show. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Share this video out. Subscribe to the page. Yeah, the Latinas for Trump founder condemn the White House immigration crackdown. This is not what we voted for, State Senator Ailina Garcia said in a statement on Saturday. I have always supported Trump through thick and thin. However, this is unacceptable and inhumane. It's like an oxymoron. You're always going to have people from every demographic who are going to have allegiances to different sides. But with Donald Trump's politics, how could 60% of Latinos in the United States vote for Donald Trump? How could, I mean, I'm serious. How could 60% of Latinos vote for Trump when he's been trying to build a wall between America and Mexico? He said that he's going to deport anybody illegally in the United States. He stopped 3 caravans. Donald Trump stopped 3 caravans of people of Latino, Mexican descent from entering the United States. He stopped those caravans. Donald Trump deployed, he hired a whole force of border agents to protect the Mexican-American border. Everything Donald Trump has done is counterproductive of illegal immigrants from Mexico coming into the United States. So how could they have thought that Donald Trump was going to not do what he said he was going to do? I'm serious, you all. Hey, Jeanette, how could Latinos vote for Donald Trump? Not saying that every legal Latino that's in the United States doesn't have an illegal in their family, but I would say that's a lot. If you have illegal people that are illegally in the United States, why would you vote for Donald Trump? Somebody please make it make sense to me. Please make it make sense. How? With everything that Donald Trump has done the last 8 years, how can Latinos think that he was going to do something good for him if he got back in office? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? What was Donald Trump's campaign platform for Latinos? What was Donald Trump's platform for Latinos to the point of them voting 60% for Donald Trump? What did he say in his platform that made them think that they were exempt? I'm asking serious questions. And then those 60% of people who voted for Donald Trump are now asking black people to join in their fight in Los Angeles. Make it make sense, y'all. Was that a was did they cut their nose off to spite themselves? I don't know. Jeanette said he told them the truth and they still voted for him. He told them what he was going to do. He told them what he was going to do. If I get elected, I'm going to deport anybody that's illegally here. He started off with Venezuelans, MS-13. He started off with them. He brought back Con Air. And he sent those illegal immigrants to Venezuela. There weren't any African illegal aliens on those planes going to Venezuela. They were mostly Latinos, if not all Latinos, who were on those planes going to Venezuela. There were no African illegal immigrants sent to Venezuela. I don't know. He started with them, Venezuelans, MS-13, the gangs that they said were over here raping and robbing people. He started with them. I don't know. The writing was on the wall. He stopped 3 caravans of Latinos coming up through South America, coming up through Mexico. He stopped them at the border. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something. But there are a lot of people who are saying that what is going on in Los Angeles is self-inflicted. Self-inflicted. Y'all voted for Donald Trump. He said this is what he was going to do. What did y'all think? And I don't know, but flying the Mexican flag in downtown Los Angeles isn't going to get you any grace. Flying another country's flag in the United States, it's not going to get you grace. It's not going to get you grace. YWG said removing 3,000 people a day for the next 3.5 years is it's unobtainable. Yeah, it's unobtainable. They don't have enough ICE or border patrol agents to detain maybe they do. 3,000 detaining 3,000 people a day that's a task. That's a task. 3,000 people. That's a task. Because that's to say, if you're going to get them and you're not going to have to chase them, and you're put a poll up, and I said, is this a minority issue or an immigrant issue? 30% said it's a minority issue. 60% said it's an immigrant issue, and 10% said neither. Why would the issue, and I'm asking, why would the issue that's going on in Los Angeles be a minority issue? You know what? I should have put both on that poll as well. I didn't put both. Why would it be a minority issue? I don't think this is a minority issue. Oh, we know that. I don't think that this is a minority issue. Because a minority takes into account that you're already a citizen. If you're a minority, you're already a citizen of the United States. So I don't think it's a minority issue. But the people who said it's a minority issue, why do you think that what's going on in LA is a minority issue? I think it's an immigrant issue. Because it's people that are illegally immigrants here in the United States. I don't think you can illegally be a minority. Wow, it'll be a minority issue once they finish off the Hispanics. So, I'll be honest. I don't think that black people are a target of what Donald Trump's doing. I don't agree with what Donald Trump, I don't agree with some of his policies, but I don't think black people are part of his angst. I think all his angst is going to be pointed at Latinos as it is going now. And I think once he's done bothering the Latino community, I think he's going to move to the Chinese American community. I think they're up next. I think the Chinese American community should be paying close attention to what is going on. Because I think that they are the next group that President Trump is going to target. Yeah, private companies have always been building those super jails. Those super jails. Yeah. What's going on, Dark Star? Dark Stars, what's going on in LA, an immigrant issue or a minority issue? Neither or both? I don't. You say that YWG, but I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see that. And the reason I say I don't see it is there's enough illegal immigration. There's enough illegal immigrants in the United States for him not to worry about law-abiding citizens. That's why I don't see that. Yeah, I don't see that. I think all his angst is centered on immigration right now. And I don't think that that has anything to do with law-abiding citizens. I don't see that. Now, I could be wrong. And with Donald Trump, he changes with the wind. So it could be, you don't know. But right now, I don't see that. I see all of Donald Trump's angst being at immigration, and there's enough illegal immigrants in the United States to keep him busy. Now, that's not to say that it's going to be better for black people. I'm not saying that. You would hope that it's going to be better, but I think it just stays status quo for us. We always say, yeah, you're right. You're right, Jude. You're right. We do have to be on alert because he is a master of distractions. But right now, I don't see black people, black Americans, as a point of angst or contention with Donald Trump's administration. I think all of his angst is square on immigrants. Number one, Latino immigrants, people of Hispanic descent. Wow. Okay. Dark Star said both. She says it's a minority issue and an immigrant issue. What? I'm glad that you made it home safely, Dark Star. We did not need you getting caught up in that bullshit. We most definitely glad you made it home. You got home safely. Your windows didn't get busted by those boulders that they're throwing at people's car. Glad you made it home. Yeah, be angry, Dark Star, but yeah. Dark Star, don't go back. Dark Star, do not go to downtown LA tomorrow. Stay out of downtown LA. You don't need to be in downtown LA, Dark Star. We need you here. We don't need nothing happening to you because somebody tried to pull you out of your car or something like that. So, Dark Star, stay out of downtown LA. So who using the military on citizens? Are we talking about President Trump? Dark Star, we are glad. We most definitely glad you made it home, Dark Star. Because I saw some of the videos, and yeah, people's cars were getting pelted with boulders to the point that it was cracking windshields. Now here in Kentucky, people thought it was a joke. They were dropping rocks off of overpasses until somebody dropped a rock over an overpass and went through and killed a lady, hit her in the chest and killed her. So that is what those rocks that are thrown from overpasses can do to people. So, Dark Star, we glad you made it home. Oh, Dallas. Oh, hold on now. Hold on. It took you 3 hours to get home because of, hold on now. The immigration see, they're not even talking about the immigration protest in Dallas. So it's getting bad in Dallas now. I was wondering if Texas was going to be big on these protests. Wow. Dallas. So now they are protesting and throwing rocks and throwing stuff in Dallas. Dark Star, we're glad you made it home. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. So why were they trying to stop you, Dark Star? I'm not why were they trying to stop you? Nah, Dark Star didn't need to get no video footage. She just needed to put her foot on the gas and get the hell up through her. So now we're having violence in Dallas. Will there be nationwide protests? And why aren't Latinos asking white people to join their fight? Why aren't Latinos asking white people to join their fight? Or are they? So they're protesting in Dallas, they're protesting in Atlanta. Was traffic bad in Atlanta, Jude? Darkstar said that they are protesting in the Jazzman Crockpot district in Dallas. Wow. Will what's going on in Los Angeles spread across the entire United States? I don't think so. That's an easy way to get locked up and sent to Venezuela and not come back to America. Is that? Yeah. Why are Latinos asking white people to join them in their protests? Why is it black people? Why are we necessary to come and help? Why is it? It seems like if you voted 60% for Trump, that you would ask fellow Trump supporters to support you. Because the Trump supporters are the ones that could possibly change how Donald Trump is looking at this situation. Why not ask? Why would they? I mean, why not? What I'm saying is, usually when people need help, they go to their constituency, and 60% of the people who voted for Donald Trump, your constituents are Trump supporters. YWG, man, you're not right, man. You're not right. You're not right. I'm not posting that. You're not right, man. But I'm being honest. I'm not being facetious. I'm asking, Why aren't Latinos asking white people for help? Those, you're more inclined to find Trump supporters among white people more than you're going to find Trump supporters among black people. And you voted for Trump. So why are you asking people that didn't vote for Trump for help? Oh, no, Dark Star. Oh, no. Dark Star, chill out. Chill out, Dark Star. Get your glass of wine. Dark Star said, I'm trying to settle down. I'm highly upset now. I feel the need to low. Oh, no. Dark Star, leave the guns put up. Leave the guns. I don't know. Oh, you might have been. Oh, no. Dark Star. Dark Star, you got family. You got brothers and sisters, don't you? I know you have a brother, but you have other siblings. You have other siblings, don't you? Do you have any siblings in Dallas that you can call? Do you have any friends that can come over to your house with you? So we want you to be safe. We don't, most definitely. If you feel you was followed home, or you feel, call somebody to come stay with you, Dark Star. I'm pretty sure she had a blicky on her, YWG. I'm pretty sure Dark Star had a blicky on. But Dark Star, don't get the blicky, but call somebody to come stay at your house with you. Wow, well, I can say this. There aren't any protests in Kentucky or Ohio that I know of. Oh, man, no family or friends in tech. Yeah, get the blicky. Get the blicky and put the deadbolt on the door. Make sure all your windows is locked, Dark Star. Wow. Dark Star ran into trouble in the protests in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, you gotta sleep. Like I said, Dark Star, make sure all your windows, put them sticks in the windows. Put them sticks in the windows. Lock all the doors. Lock all the deadbolts. This is crazy. This is hitting close to, we look out for the MA family. So yeah, Dark Star, yeah, put the blicky on the nightstand. Yeah, put the blicky on the nightstand tonight. No, oh man, Dark Star, you don't have no family or no friends in Dallas. Oh man. AYWG, you said that lyric. Cypress Hill is coming to Cincinnati. I'm most definitely going to see Cypress Hill. Well, Dark Star, you take care of yourself tonight. So Dark Star said that it's a minority problem, it's a minority issue, and an immigrant. So Dark Star, why do you think I don't think it's a minority issue, Dark Star. And the reason I say I don't think it's a minority issue is because to have minority status, you're already a citizen. I think this is a non-citizen issue, an immigrant issue. I don't think this really has anything to do with minorities. That's me. What's going on in LA is I don't think it's a minority issue. 27% of the people in here believe it's a minority issue. I'm sorry, I should have put both as one of the, but I did not. But I don't see how it can be both. Maybe people that say that it's a minority issue can say something to make me come around, but I really don't see this. I don't see what's going on in Los Angeles as a minority issue. Because like I say, to have minority status, you're already a citizen. And this is not a citizen issue. This is a not citizen issue. YWG said he thinks it's an issue for anyone that looks foreign. Yeah, for real, Dark Star. Just be safe no matter what out in them streets. There are people that say black people look foreign. YWG so rude. I like I say, I think it's a citizenship issue. That's what what's going on in Los Angeles is an immigration issue. It's an immigration issue. I don't see it as a minority issue. I'm waiting for somebody to explain to me why they feel that this is a minority. I don't see this as a minority. It's not a minority issue. Like I said, maybe y'all can say something that's going to change how, but I don't see this issue as a minority issue. I don't see it as an issue that black people need to get involved in. Is there anybody out there that thinks that black people need to be involved in what's going on in LA? I think that this is something for us to sit back. We got enough issues on our own. I don't think this is our issue. I don't. Okay, get you some wine, Dark Star. Chill out. We need you to chill out, Dark Star. You over there like you over there looking at your gun case. Like which one? Yeah, we need you. Yeah, we need you to settle down, Dark Star. Chill out. Get you a glass of wine. Maybe not. Get you a glass of wine, Dark Star. That would get your heart racing. People trying to get you to stop your car, trying to get in your car. Yeah, that's a scary situation. I don't hope nobody has to go through what Dark Star went through. That's a crazy situation. People trying to pull you out your car. Does Gavin Newsom have a chance in this fight, in this political fight with Donald Trump? YWG said he thinks that Gavin Newsom is trying to use this as a catalyst to running for president. I don't think Gavin Newsom has enough popularity in the United States to run for president. I think he is kind of polarizing. He's already done things in California in terms of reparations and things of that nature where I don't think that he would be he could possibly be popular, but I'm not sure. No wine, settle the endorphin rush. I just don't see Gavin Newsom as he's an ultra liberal Democrat. He's ultra liberal. I don't think that an ultra liberal can win a president election in this climate. I could be wrong, but he's ultra liberal, and I don't see him. I just don't. I mean, maybe he can change his image, but I don't see Gavin Newsom as somebody that can challenge Donald. I mean, I don't think Donald Trump is running for president again, but I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. The Democrats aren't touting him right now. The Democrats are saying too much of anything right now. Nobody is saying too much of anything right now. The only people you hear talking right now on the political stratosphere are Republicans and Donald Trump. There has been no Democrats speaking publicly about anything. About anything. Maybe I'm missing it, but have any Democrats came out and say anything about what's going on in LA? Yeah. Gavin Newsom, he's not too popular outside of California. He's ultra liberal. I don't know if I don't see Gavin Newsom. I just don't. If Gavin Newsom is the person that they're going to have to find somebody else. I don't see Gavin. The president already stepped on his shoulders. We'll see what happens Thursday in court. We'll see what happens Thursday in court in terms of him trying to get an injunctive restraining order against the Trump administration. I don't see him being victorious in that political battle right there. The Democrats haven't said anything since the election. They were talking about that Hakeem Jeffries was going to be the person that was going to lean on. Hakeem Jeffries hasn't said anything. Nobody is saying anything. Nobody on the Democratic side is saying anything. People who voted Democrat that are in the chat, what do you all want the Democrats to do in retaliation to everything that Donald Trump is doing? Even the people who voted Democrat aren't saying anything. We got 3.5 more years of this. 3.5 more years. We're almost at 6 months of Donald Trump's 4-year presidency. I don't think the Democrats are bad boys, and I don't think they're moving in silence. We're an hour and 20 minutes into the show. Hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to the page. Subscribe to the page. Somebody got mad about the sex show. I'm sorry. I'm well-rounded. I talk about a lot of different things. And just because it's the sex show, it's not crass. I use medical terms in all the conversations that we have. So the person that canceled their subscription to my page because of the sex show, come back. Watch the sex show before you. Don't just look at the thumbnail. The thumbnail is for marketing purposes. The conversation is still adult. So that person that resubscribe back to my page. I know the thumbnail for the sex show was kind of wild, but subscribe back to the page. The conversation was good about it. The sex show conversation was good. If you haven't watched the sex show, come back Friday night, watch the sex show. The ladies will be back Thursday. The ladies will be back for another roundtable. We're going to do a co-ed roundtable on Thursday. The ladies will be back. People have been telling me, you need the ladies back. Where are the ladies? The ladies will be back Thursday. I've reached out to all of them. I'm not sure if they will all be available. But There will be some men on this panel too, because Thursday's show is going to be about if a woman's body count matters. That's what we'll be talking about Thursday. Not sure what we'll be talking about tomorrow. It may be Donald Trump again. I'm not sure. It depends on what happens tonight during the curfew in Los Angeles. But yeah, the ladies will be back Thursday. Everybody enjoyed their commentary. They were, where are the ladies coming back? They'll be back Thursday. Along with a few men. I'm going to try to have a full panel. Full panel can be 4 men and 4 women and me. I'm the moderator. Oh, wow. YWG said him and Jug are going to put the ladies in order. Jeanette, do you hear that? Jeanette, he said they're gonna put y'all in order Thursday. We will see. We will see. I got 2 more spots for 2 more men. 2 more men will be. I think I have one. I think I have one because I think 2 of the people are going to be a couple. Dark Star, you will be on the panel Thursday. You will be on the panel Thursday. Yeah, Dark Star, come on now. Everybody's opinion matters. There is not opinion that doesn't matter. Now, we might not agree with it, but yeah. But Dark Star, we love you. Man, something happened. Nobody better not try to go up in Dark Star's crib tonight. Dark Star know how to handle a gun. I hope they know that. But yeah, the ladies will be back along with the men for a while. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a wild panel. It's going to be a wild panel. So that's Thursday. But do we agree with what Donald Trump is doing in Los Angeles? Did he overstep his bounds? Did he overstep his bounds? Rightly. Lord Wise, we need you on the panel. You quit playing. Yeah, you will need to come back Thursday. Hug your mama for me. I love Miss Wise. But Lord Wise, how do you feel about what Donald Lord Wise, is what's going on in LA, is this a minority issue or an immigration issue? Or both? What is it, Lord Wise? We're going to have all representation, but we're not going to have all representations on the panel. Yeah. Most of everyone will be represented on the panel. Everybody won't be represented, but mostly everybody. It's going to be a good panel. Because Dark Star is going to give us the lesbian point of view of if a woman's body count matters. We're not going to talk about it tonight, Dark Star. But she's going to give us the lesbian point of view of if a woman's body count matters. Y'all got to come back Thursday for that conversation. See, Lord, people that went and looked your book up. They done went and found bougie bitch poetry. The ladies said they're gonna buy your book. Lord, you're gonna have to do a live where you're gonna have to read some excerpts. We might have to have Lord Wise come back on the show and read some excerpts from bougie bitch poetry. Ladies have been asking about that book. Donald Trump is a habitual line crosser. Why people thought that he would stop crossing lines, I just don't know. Latinos for Trump. Latinos for Trump. Are they having buyer's remorse now? Are Latinos for Trump having remorse now? Buyer's remorse. I still don't know what Donald Trump said. He must have used a Jedi mind trick or something, because I don't know what Donald Trump said that made Latinos think that he was going to do right by them. I don't know. I don't know. But they must have heard something that none of us heard, because I didn't hear anything that Donald Trump said that said, I'm empowering Latinos. I didn't hear anything in Donald Trump's campaign that said, I'm empowering Latinos. Really, I'm at a loss. I wish I had some Latino. Well, I do. I don't know where that dude is at, but I wish I had a Latino or a Hispanic person that could come up here and could tell me what Donald Trump did or what he said during his campaign trail that made them think that it was sweet. I'm not sure, but I need a Hispanic person, a Latino, a Honduran, a Colombian, a Costa Rican, a Puerto Rican. I need someone to tell me why they voted for Donald Trump. Why? Wow. He ain't hit Florida yet. Florida has not been hit by ice yet. Does Florida do the Cubans, the Hispanics, the Mexicans that are in Florida, do they need to be on alert? I don't know what they thought, Jug. Jug said, I guess they thought he was talking about the new people that entered the country, not those that have been here for over 6 years. If you've been here over 6 years and you're not working towards becoming a citizen, you need to go home. Wow, really? Obama sent more people back to Mexico than Donald Trump? I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT that. I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT. ChatGPT.
Hey there, what can I do for you today?
Has Donald Trump deported more people to Mexico than President Obama?
The number of deportations can vary depending on the source and the criteria used. Generally, both administrations have had significant numbers of deportations, but the exact figures can differ based on how deportations are defined and reported. For the most accurate and up-to-date information, it's best to refer to official government statistics or reports from reliable organizations that track immigration data.
Okay, in raw numbers, how many people did President Obama deport and how many people has Donald Trump deported to this point?
As of the end of their respective terms, President Obama and President Trump had different approaches to immigration enforcement, which reflected in their deportation numbers. President Obama, during his time in office from 2009 to 2017, oversaw a high number of deportations, often cited as around 3 million people over his 2 terms.
Wow.
His administration focused on deporting individuals with criminal records or those who posed a threat to public safety. President Trump, from 2017 to 2021, also had a significant number of deportations, but exact numbers can vary based on how they are counted. Estimates suggest that around 1 to 1.3 million people were deported during his administration. For the most up-to-date and precise figures, it's best to consult official reports from agencies like Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, or the Department of Homeland Security.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
Will do. Wow. So President Obama deported 3 million people in 8 years. And
Yes.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
ChatGPT over still talking. So in 8 years, President Obama deported 3 million people. And in President Trump's first term, he deported 1.2 to 3 million. President Trump got some catching up to do. Wow. Grady Judd. So Grady Judd, Grady Judd has been putting the hammer down in Broward County. Okay. So they've already started in Florida as well. Florida, Texas, California, Arizona, New Mexico will probably be hit really hard by ICE in the next few months. Well, 3,000, if Donald Trump meets his goal of deporting 3,000 people a day, it's 3,000 times 365. He got a lot of work to do. And like we said, I don't think deporting 3,000 people a day is obtainable. I don't think that's going to happen. Will California get worse? Will California get worse before it gets better? Will the military actually have to use force? You know what? New York. I don't know if there are some illegal immigrants in New York, but I don't know if the numbers are as high as California or Texas, because those are states that border Mexico. So I think that there's going to be a lot more illegal immigrants on those states that border Mexico as opposed to New York City. I mean, they might send a whole bunch of people back to the Dominican Republic if ICE goes through New York. I mean, there's a lot of people from the Dominican Republic that have dual citizenship. So I don't see New York. I don't see New York as having a larger population of illegal immigrants as opposed to California. I would say that the most of the illegal immigrants that you're going to find in, I don't think people from Africa don't really get over here illegally. Most of the African people that they have visas. I don't think I've ever come across an illegal African. Now I'm pretty sure there are some here. Yeah, he doesn't like blue states, but I don't think he's gonna. I mean, New York is his home state. I mean, that don't really matter. But I don't see the illegal immigrant population in New York being as large as Texas, Arizona, California, Florida. Right. Dark Star said it as well. 3,000 deportations a day. It's not possible. It's not possible. That's some hellified arresting. 3,000 people a day? They'd have to hand out new handcuffs after the first year. They'd be worn out. You think it's about you think this is about red and blue? So okay. So if it's about red and blue, are there gonna be ICE raids in Texas? If it's about red and blue, are they gonna go hard after Texas? Texas is the largest state by land mass, and it's the largest Republican state. Okay, 60 people a state, but some states don't. Some states they're not gonna arrest. Yeah, some states they're not gonna arrest 60 people a day. California, they could get 60 a day. Florida, they could get 60 a day. Texas, they could get 60 a day. Kentucky, they're not going to arrest 60 people a day. Ohio, they're not going to arrest 60 people a day. Maine, New Hampshire, some of these states aren't going to have any arrests a day. That's a lot of deportation. That's a lot of deportation arrests. Well, Dark Star, it's funny you said that because I know you heard the story about the owner of the company that called ICE and they came to his company and arrested 400 people because he didn't want to pay them. So he called ICE and ICE came to his company and arrested 400 people. The owner of the company called and reported himself and had the people arrested. 400 people. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. That's a lot of resources. That's a lot of to arrest 60 people a day in all 50 states. That's a lot of manpower. That's a lot of manpower. That's a lot of manpower for each state to allocate for that. And I don't think that there are ICE offices in all 50 states. I don't think that there are ICE offices in all 50 states. Dark Star said they need to start with the companies that want bilingual workers. Do you think that they're using those type of statistics to go after companies? Do you think they're using those type of statistics? I have seen the ICE agents here in Kentucky. They usually operate really, really late at night in the early morning hours. You'll see them about 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I've seen the ICE officers in Newport, Kentucky. Now, have I heard of any ICE arrests here in Northern? I haven't. But I have seen they did an ICE raid at some warehouses out by the airport. I don't think that ICE has offices in all. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I'm not sure that ICE has offices in all 50 states. Or if there are ICE officers in all 50 states. I don't think so. I don't think ICE has a reach. I don't think ICE has a reach like that. I don't think that, because ICE is a part of DHS. ICE is a part of DHS. So it's a part of Department of Homeland Security. And I don't think, unless, but I don't, you know what? Hold on. Chat GPT.
You're welcome. Let me know if you need anything else.
I need you right now.
Of course. What would you like help with?
Are there ICE offices in all 50 states?
Yes, ICE has offices in all 50 states across the US. They handle various immigration enforcement activities, including investigations, arrests, and deportations. Each office focuses on different aspects of immigration enforcement, depending on the region they serve.
Wow, I did not know that.
I'm glad I could provide some new information.
So
do you have any more?
So do they operate out of the Department of Homeland Security offices?
Yes, ICE operates under the Department of Homeland Security, DHS. They have offices throughout the country that handle various aspects of immigration enforcement, customs enforcement, and other related activities. Their mission is to ensure public safety and enforce immigration laws across the United States.
Thank you. YWG said after this is over, it would be interesting to see the self-deletion rates of ICE members. This is a tough job, especially when you are being led by and cracking the whip on you to grab more. You think so? Now that I know that ICE is in all 50 states, they possibly could arrest 60 people a day. But some of those offices aren't large. So it's, yeah. But that's something to know. I did not know that ICE operated out of all 50 states. I learned something tonight. Dark Star says, start with Amazon. There is ICE in all, ICE in all 50 states. Wow. Yeah. We've been talking about Donald Trump and his fight against California and the Democrats. And even though it's a handicap of one person versus many, it looks like Donald Trump is winning this match again. But as we've said, the scales are tipped in Donald Trump's favor because he has the Supreme Court, he has the House of Representatives, and he has Congress, Senate. When you have that type of backing to your authority, it's kind of hard to be stopped. As we've seen, the Democrats really don't have too much to say. If anything, the Democrats are not showing a strong front at all. It's almost like the Democrats are just sitting idly by and just watching. To all the people who voted Democrat, are you reaching out to your congressperson, your house, your representative to see what they are going to do to combat the illegalities of President Trump? He is doing things that, I mean, he's already said that he doesn't know if he has to follow the Constitution. And that's going to be a reoccurring theme when I talk about President Trump. He says that he doesn't know if he has to follow the Constitution. Is Donald Trump turning into a dictator? Does he want to be a dictator? Is he enamored with the power that the king and the queen hold? The power that Putin has? The power that Kim Jong-un has? Is this the type of power that Donald Trump seeks? Does he want to be a dictator? He's having this big extravagant parade on Saturday that officials have already told him that it has the it looks like a dictatorial parade. But he's going through with it. Dark Star said there are over 800,000 Amazonians in the U.S. I was a trainer there for over 5 years. Trust me, the government won't look there. Yeah, they're not going to mess with Bezos. Does Donald Trump want to be a dictator? Elon Musk came out and said that the deficit will double with the big, beautiful bill that they are trying to get signed in. We're in the first 6 months of this 4-year presidency. It's already off the rails. This train is already derailed. Where will we be in 4 years in terms of the United States as a country? Where will we be? Where will we be next year? Are there going to be pockets of infighting throughout the U.S. like is going on in California? Is this what we have to expect for the next coming months? As Donald Trump's dictate of 3,000 deportation arrests a day? Is this what we have to look to for the next 4 years? Some of us are active participants. A lot of us are viewing what's going on a daily basis. Some of this stuff is scary. Scary not to the point of fear, but scary to the point of this man seems like Donald Trump is hell bent on being real tough. There's people that are saying that Donald Trump's he's trying to figure out a way to run for president again. We'll see. I'm here for it. I'm here to watch. I'm here to report. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Every day something happens that pushes us closer to the brink. Closer to the brink. Something crazy is going to happen. And I'm not wishing it on us, but just the way that things are going, the infighting that's going on, the way that Donald Trump is doing things with impunity, it's just a matter of time before something crazy happens.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
Seems like every day that I look at TV, it's worse and worse. When you have police running from citizens, it makes you look at things differently. The police don't run from some people. Sometimes the people that they don't run from get killed. We're going to keep on watching what's going on in California. We pray that nobody loses their lives. We don't want to see anyone die. But
Lab Addicts Music Group.
I don't think this is a fight for black people. I don't think that this is a fight for black people.
Lab Addicts Music Group.
We have enough stuff going on our side that we have to worry about. If you were a citizen of the United States, you wouldn't have to worry about this. If you were a citizen of the United States, you wouldn't have to worry about this. And I think the rights that people get in the United States should be preserved for citizens. If you're not a citizen of the United States, you shouldn't be able to get the same accoutrements that we get as taxpaying citizens. I don't want to see anybody hurt.